now. I'm going to send you a link right now. So let me see something. What am I sharing? Where am I? All right. So let me go to my YouTube, get the link, send it to a few people. All right. So you get the idea. So because that device was registered as an adult, it's showing your child all kinds of content that are so inappropriate for them. So rule number one, don't share devices with your kids. Rule number two, when you register your child's device, there's a way you can set up a Google account for your child that email address is registered for a minor. That email address is registered for, so there's a way you open a Gmail account for your child, and that Gmail account is registered for a minor. Now, because it is registered for a minor, when that minor gets on YouTube, the content will be for children. When they come on Google, the content will be for children because the owner of that device is a child. So many of our children got into their addictions they got into because they were using YouTube. So as their parent, it is our responsibility to say, as their parent, it's our responsibility to say, I won't expose my child to anything that will get to their mental health. And so you also start preparing them for a time when they can use it legitimately, which means while you are using the social media and online and the internet, teach them the principles that guide you. How do you know an information is true? How do you vet? How do you ignore when people say nasty things to you? Because you're also building their muscles for the time that they will come online for them to learn about it. So there's content risk where they could see porn, but they could also see false information that could be health medical advice. They could also see false information that has to do with ideologies. For instance, they can come online and someone said, I beg, if you're not having sex, you are boring, and they start to meditate on it and it becomes a problem. So there's content risk. Number two, there's contact risk. So this, meanwhile, I always tell parents this. Risk is not apparent to young people. Young people don't see the risk. You're the one that is shouting all that. Didn't you know? Can't you see? They cannot. When you were that age, you were also excited to experiment with things. So just like you, they can't see the risk. So don't imagine that, oh, your child will know that they shouldn't meet someone they met online. Some children are not happy. Let me just tell you. Some children are not happy about the things happening around them. Some children are bothered. Some children are going through that up and down of puberty. And so they can come online and somebody starts chatting with them and the person seems to be available, especially when you're not an available parent. If you don't make the time for them, they can come online and somebody start to chat with them and show how much they care about them. Did you eat yesterday? I need you to believe in yourself. Don't feel bad. Don't do this. They may not even know that person is grooming them for abuse. And then they start to feel like that person is a part of their lives already. And before you know it, your child can attempt to meet someone they met online or someone they've been chatting with online. They can make an attempt to meet physically. Is it possible for your child to have meaningful relationship with the people they meet online? It is possible, but it has to be well managed. That means parents, we should not be sneaking around with parents, right? That means your child needs to know that you're not sneaking around. You will not hide to go and see this person. So if this person says they are who they are, then it is okay for mommy to meet with this person, right? It is okay for mommy to meet with this person. It's okay for daddy to know who this person is. It's okay for mommy and daddy to visit this person. You get the idea? So when they know that when I get into a relationship or friendship with someone I met online, my parents have to be in the loop. I have to get to know the person's parent. One of the things I want us to teach our children is that it takes nothing to create a profile online. I can create a profile and say I'm 12. Meanwhile, I'm an adult. So just because the person they're chatting with says they're 14, go to this school, sends them a picture of themselves in school, it does not necessarily mean that information is true. They may not be dealing with their peers. So it means that for them to be online, you want to be in the know. I want to know who you're with. I want to know I want to meet their parents as well. And so you see, it's not about handing devices and walking away. There's a responsibility part of it. All right. All right. So then it takes us to the second part, which is the conduct risk. Conduct risk means when your child starts to come online, they might see something that is inappropriate. They might build a habit that is inappropriate. And habits are inappropriate includes porn addiction, but that's not all. They can have game addictions. Yeah. If a child starts to use a device that they reward points for playing games, or you win a gift for getting here, and there's too much of it, they can underestimate how much time they need to put on schoolwork because they want to score a point using the device. So at that point, the device is now what's controlling them. So one risk is conduct risk. Another risk is also when, I see this a lot. I have met young people who in real life are very humble, but online they're toxic. They put people down online. I mean, when people know that they cannot be seen, they cannot be caught, they can say all kinds of things. That means your child can come online and become a bully and make life unbearable for another person. That becomes a conduct risk. All right. Look at that girl that was in the Kaduna issue, crying out for help on Twitter, and how the reaction that we had was. That could, I mean, anybody's child can talk anyhow on Twitter. I mean, you know what it means like to be on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, you have to have thick skin because anybody can give it to you from anywhere. And these are all young people. So your child can pick a habit, behavior, belief system by being in a circle. So what are principles you keep using to keep them grounded before they come online? That's also very important. And then finally, commercialization risk. For many of us adults who are struggling with buy. Everybody's pitching. For tonight, I'm pitching to you that you should buy Stay Safe Everywhere. That it has information that is good for your kids. Great product. But not many people, not everybody rather, selling online has a great product. Not everybody's pitch is true. Some people say, if you're not rubbing this cream, any other cream you're using will cause body odor. People give extreme views, and when you're dealing with minors, they can go, it can carry them. And all of us know about, I don't know if you know about cookies. Cookies is this thing that every time you go on a website, it will tell you to allow cookies. What they're doing is that they're keeping a tab on the kind of websites you go to. So what that means also is that if your child went and searched for porn one day, cookie has been dropped for them. It means that when they're doing something else, adverts, articles that are related to one search they did can be fed to them. That means they made a mistake and went somewhere once. Now the history has been kept, reminding them, showing them things that will lure them, showing them things that will push them. Do you get the idea? Including paying for, including luring them to pay for stuff. What am I saying in essence? There's a lot of risk with children getting online. I have my own principles about my children coming online. For instance, I can't give, if a device is to be used for homework, we're sitting beside each other to do it. We have to do that because when they stumble on something and it becomes addictive, even schoolwork won't be able to do anymore. And so it's really important for us as parents to sit down and ask ourselves, is it worth it? Let's weigh the pros of being online and the cons. And then let's ask ourselves, what am I going to do to support my child as they access the internet or do schoolwork online or start to use devices? What am I going to do to support them so that they know they don't fall prey? So as parents, we have to be ready to support them. And the first thing I've said tonight is whatever you do, don't share devices with your child. It's like you're killing them. Don't share devices with your children. If you must use a device with your child, it means that you have to be present as they're using it. Do you get the idea? It's better to buy them their own devices. It's better to register. So there's an app called Family Link that is owned by Google. So what that app does allows you register your children's email, log them into a device, and from your own device, you can see where they're going to. You can determine how long they should be online. In fact, one of the condor risks is being online for too long and all the detrimental health issues. I don't know if there's any adult here that has found out that sometimes when you're online for too long, you start to feel low. You start to feel like something's wrong. I mean, even the very idea that you're scrolling through people's feed and it looks as if everybody's life is working. You that is an adult, you're still struggling with it. And then you give it to a child. And your child wakes up and say, excuse me, look at a 19-year-old living in America bought a car. And they say they must make money. They must make 9 figures and 12 figures and 10 figures at their age. So you have to be ready to be there to have the pre-use conversations. When they're using it and they have questions, you have to be present to have all the conversations that come with it. All right. So I'm trying to send this the second link to everyone who signed up to be in this class, just in case they can't seem to join this new stream that we've designed. Okay, 4 people came back. Thank you so much for staying back with us. So that's it. So that's the second part of tonight's conversation. The third part is now over to you, where I want to answer your questions. So far, what have I said? Okay, I think I have some comments on YouTube. All right. Okay, so let me ask, can you hear something now, Idongesit? Idongesit, can you hear anything now? Let me know, please, if you can see or hear anything. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please leave me a comment to know if you can hear me. Leave me a comment to know if you can hear me, because I can't see or hear anything. I know we had a break at one time, but I want to know if everyone can hear me. So I'm done with all the talking. This is now where I'm answering questions that you have. So I'm just going to do like a rundown summary of what we've done tonight. First and foremost, I came out and said I run a school, a non-profit school, and recently, like our child safety department decided to say, hey, thank you, dears. Our child safety department decided that, look, we need to make how children are interacting with each other our business. So what do I mean? You know, during COVID now, when I started, I said during COVID, kids started learning online. For many homes, because of the boredom, we just handed devices to children, laptops. Say, watch a movie, watch Netflix. You know how you sit down and think that you have it all together. But really, that long period of time where children were in the house using those devices for long opened them up to all kinds of things, especially pornography. Then school resumed. So picture droves of children coming back to classroom, having seen, heard, done all kinds of things. And they came back into the classroom and they started exchanging what they'd learned. So picture in the last couple of years, all kinds of scandals at a scale happening in schools, right? However, something has been missing. Something number one, parents did not know how to manage those times. There are mistakes that we make that can be addressed if you know what to do. And so some parents now stumbled and discovered that, oh, their child is on porn, or their child has seen porn, or their child is experimenting with sex and different things. And the reaction is not to help the child overcome whatever it is. The reaction is shame. You know, we don't realize that these children were triggered into any whatever it is. And so eventually what we've successfully done is to teach the children that whatever you do, just make sure you're not getting caught. So when people like me meet them, I'm telling them it's not about getting caught. If you're doing it, you're harming yourself. You don't need to be caught. I remember this one time I asked in one of my boot camps, I asked the girls that if the doctor says you shouldn't take sugar and you hid and took sugar after your mom had gone to bed so no one saw you, that did you harm yourself? Because I need them to know that being caught is not the biggest consequence. If harm is already happening psychologically, it has already started happening. You get the idea? So parents were not reacting well. And when these kids showed up in school with whatever behavior they were, it's like school staff members were just waiting to shame them, waiting to judge parents, waiting to say, should be your parents are too busy. Children of nowadays. And one of the things I want you to go away with is every time you see a child behave in a way they are not supposed to, know what they are not supposed to, talk about what they're not supposed to talk about, or do something they're not supposed to be doing, an adult has failed. It is either an adult failed by neglecting, or an adult failed by guiding, or an adult failed by introducing whatever it is that child is dealing with. And so we saw two things first: parents not knowing what to do, teachers not knowing how to handle it, and the children themselves not knowing how to deal with all of the emotions, the pressure, the ideas, the myth, what your classmates are saying. They're not sure what is to be expected of them. And so, as a school team at the North Conrad Day School, we are a charity school, but you know, we love to solve problems that we see in our communities and in the education industry. We said, all right, let's design a program package that involved us coming into schools, training parents, training staff, and then providing children accurate information. You get the idea? So it's three-pronged, but today is the launch of this book. And we're opening up this book to the public for parents to buy for their children. But we're also using this opportunity to say, that's not all. Oh. Get your schools to call us. Get your schools to get us to come train staff. And when we're talking about staff, we're talking about drivers, minders, security, cleaners, everywhere, everyone that works within a school space. We're talking about all parents. And we want to make it a virtual training so you don't need to leave your home for any training. So what we're asking you is get your schools to call us. And when I say us, what's the phone number? It's 090 299 44210. So I'm going to put that ticker now. I hope it works now. So apparently network took us out. All right, network took us out, but we're back by God's grace. All right, so I'm going to put up something that we can, okay. What am I doing now? This thing is just doing anyhow today, but God is for me anyway. All right, so to order Stay Safe Everywhere, that's the title of the book, Stay Safe Everywhere, because it talks about offline and online engagement. Send the word order as a WhatsApp message to 09029944210. Okay, as a to 09029944210. Yep, that works. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing this right now, and it's going to be scrolling on the screen so everyone can see that, especially for those on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. So it's already scrolling. So send those links out so that your schools can bring us. These books are selling for just 2,000 naira. And the money, when you buy this book, you're actually donating to the 100 naira a day school. All right. So you buy this book, your children learn how to stay safe because now they have accurate information at their beck and call. Right. So when you buy this book, so if you'd like to order this book, it's just 2,000 naira for each copy. This first one is for primary schools. This second one is for secondary school. They're all just 2,000 naira. So you can send me a private message wherever you're watching from. You can leave a comment on this call. You can also send the word order as a WhatsApp message to that number. All right. Okay, so I don't know why Instagram is telling me I have only how many seconds. I'm going to stop and then start again. No problem. It's been a while, so I don't want to disobey. All right. So my Instagram people, don't worry. I'm coming back. I've not been online for a very long time. So I want to take it gradually, okay? I don't want to have problems with the boss, all right? So that's it, okay? So that's it. That's the part. We've talked about that. But then the second part of the conversation today, I talked about if you're giving your children devices, there are a few things you need to know. Number one, you should never share a device with a child. So watch the replay of this video to know why you should never share. You should, as in, you should never share a device with a child. You should never give your child your phone to go away with. The simple reason is that the first time you use a device, you're required to log in your email on that device. Now, remember, your email is connected to your date of birth. Now, when you log into that device, all the apps on that device kind of they are in sync with the fact that it is an adult that is using this device. So when you go on Google, it feeds you what an adult can see. When you get on YouTube, it feeds you what an adult can see. When it's showing you things on the feed, it's showing you things an adult can see. So when your child uses your device, they're going to see what an adult should see. Whereas if you bought their own device for them, you would just need to get the app family link, create email account for your children with their right date of birth. Now, when you do that, when they get on Google with that email, Google knows that this is a child searching. And so they will feed them results from Google that are age appropriate to an extent. Okay. So that is why you should not share devices with your children. I also talked about the danger with your underage children using social media platforms that they are not up to the age. I have an Instagram account I opened for my daughter. I just essentially paste her artwork there. It's not a public handle. She doesn't follow anybody. Nobody can follow her. She doesn't even know how to access that platform. I just thought the things. Recently, we were asked to put in their ages. And because I thought it was a child's account, I went and entered her true date of birth and they blocked the account. That means that if your child less than 13 is on Instagram, they lied about their age. And lying about their age, whether you're laughing, and some parents laugh about these things and say are being smart. No, it's not being smart, because it means that the platform cannot be held liable for whatever content that are detrimental to your child. You can't hold the platform liable. So don't let your children come online before the age that they're supposed to. I don't know what the age restriction for TikTok is, but Facebook and Instagram, everything on the Meta family is 13. They have to be 13 years old. So children shouldn't come on social media before they're 13. The people that know what is on that platform know what is on that platform. And so even when they come on and they use their rightful age, there's an effort to curate what they're saying. In fact, right now, Instagram is asking people to report accounts that they think is a child's account. It's part of what they're asking now. It's part of what they're asking us to do now, to report accounts that you believe that it is a child that is owning it. So these are part of the things parents need to know. I've talked about 4 types of risks that children face when they come online. Risk of what they see in terms of content, risk of trying to contact someone physically, and how that can expose them to trafficking, kidnapping, drug, rape, endless list. And then we talk about conduct risk. Our children can take on a personality that is alien just because when they came onto a certain platform, that's the energy they met. A child comes on Twitter and says that, on Twitter, a young person can call an adult of 80 years old a fool. And they take on that persona because they're not equipped for it. So for instance, a parent must teach their children the energy of each platform. Instagram is for showmanship. People want to show you that their lives are cool, and you get the idea. So your child should know that when you're coming on Instagram, don't let anybody pressure you to think that your life is not working. Twitter is for toxicity. Facebook is more like neighborhood community, and then so all of these platforms have their energy, and so our children need to know. We need to sit down with them and talk about this before they step in there, and then finally we talked about commercialization. So I've said a lot of things. This is the third part of the session where I just want to answer questions that you have about anything I've said tonight. Now, if you want to order this book, which I think you should order this book for your kids. You should order, if you're a school owner and you're watching me, every child in your school should go home on the long vacation with this book. Every child in your school should go home on the long vacation with this book. Yeah, that's what I said. Because long vacation, if not, you're going to have to be ready for incident when they come back in September. You're going to have to be ready. The long vacation is a long time for whatever it is that children stumble on to marinate. So if you ask me, make sure the children are going home this holiday with these books so that they can read, they can exchange information. As they get home during the holiday, the cousins come, the neighbors come, start to say all kinds of things. Your children are already saying, no, I mean, that information you gave me is not true. Is not correct. I know better, and so on and so forth. So if you're out there, you want to get this book, all you need to do is just send the word order as a WhatsApp message to the number 090-299-44210. So at this point, I just want to answer questions that we have. Welcome, La Babe, Oluwadoyin Yakubu. Thank you, everyone that came back after Instagram told me that 1 hour was over. 1 hour, right? I thought we've gone body safety, where are children getting information about what to do when they have all of those things happening during puberty. I mean, the other day I was watching a Aproko Doctor's video where he said that there are people saying that when a girl drinks sperm or rubs sperm on her body, her skin becomes fresher, and that it has sent girls on a marathon. I was shocked. I was shocked, but I was also worried about teenagers who are online who may have stumbled on that kind of information. And so by the time a parent is talking about puberty, about purity, for instance, the first thing that comes to their mind is that they want to feel fresh, they want to look beautiful, and the only way around it is by rubbing sperm. And so there goes. And then he talked about the other time that they said when you have sex and you do doggy, that your hip expands. As an adult, I'm hearing this information and I'm seeing that the Aproko Doctor is trying to correct grown people. And I'm asking myself, teenagers heard this now. Teenagers followed them and heard this. Preteens heard this. What are the preteens going to do with this information now? Will a preteen know that this information, if you're trying to correct grown people, what about the young people on these platforms? Okay, someone asked for a number. I'm trying to post that on Instagram, but that is already scrolling on YouTube. So I'm going to pin this number now. I hope I got that number. Yes, I did. I did. So I've pinned it so you can see the number, right? So you get the idea. So you're hearing all of those kinds of things, and these kids are online. And so the first thing that comes to your mind is, whoa, a child must have heard this. A teenager must have heard this. A boy must have heard it to tell a girl as a line. A girl must have heard it and to be willing to experiment. So that's why we cannot shy away from offering sex education anymore, because the influences to shape what your child believes, they're a little too much. They're a little too, even you did not have those kind of influences. There's just too many. There are too many opinions out there. There are too many opinions out there. So it means that we need to sit up as parents. And one good place to start is by getting these resources. So if you're watching us and you would like to get the resource, all you need to do is send the word order as a WhatsApp message to 090-299-44210, and you're going to get all the information that you need. Now, if you're joining us from outside of Nigeria, like our friend that joined in earlier, the number, you have to add +234 and take out the 0. So it's going to be +234 90 299 44210. So I think I'm gradually coming to the end of this session. So we hope you watch the replay, share with friends, reach out to us, let us know. The price is 2,000 naira. Each book is 2,000 naira. This is for primary school kids. So it covers early years, lower primary, upper primary. At the level of early years, parents are reading it and telling the children, sharing the lessons. So it kind of helps parents know what to say to their children at every level. So early years, it's here. Um, Lower primary, it's here, and upper primary, it's here as well. So it's just 2,000 naira. And then secondary schools, and this book is not for girls, so you can see the picture has a boy. We had to make sure we had a boy and a girl, yeah. So boys and girls, yeah. So one of the things that is written in this book for boys is really about consequences. It normally looks like in society, if a boy and a girl have intercourse and there's pregnancy, chances are that the girl is going to be the pregnant one and the boy is going to go without consequences. But then boys need to know that if a girl says that you raped her, you've started entering sex offenders register. And when you enter a sex offenders register, whether she lied or told the truth, when you enter a sex offenders register, it can stop you from getting a scholarship, visa abroad, employment in the future. And then if you say friends did something and so you teamed up with friends to do something irresponsible because you were high, the law does not know you were high. You would go to jail with all the talents in the world, with all the remorse and regret. You will go to jail. And so one of the things I shared there with boys is to let them know that there are consequences for boys as well. So the books are just it's 2,000 naira, 2,000 naira. So if you like to order, send the word order, ORDER, as a WhatsApp message to 090-299-44210. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, the number is scrolling on the screen. If you're watching on Instagram, I've pinned it to the live stream. And so that's it for tonight. I'm waiting for questions. I didn't get any questions. But our handles are always there. You can always send us a question afterwards. Even that number that I called, you can send a question to ask about how we can get into your school so that we can train your teachers and staff members and do a training for parents and ensure that every child going home this school year goes home with this book. All right. So I think I'm going to draw the curtain here. It's been a long evening already. So special thanks to everyone that has been here from the jump on Instagram, on Facebook, against all the odds of the internet snapping. I want to thank everyone for coming out and sharing with us tonight. Remember, this book is for body and online safety, primary and secondary school. And then you can order this book by just simply sending us a message with the word order, a WhatsApp message in particular, and we'll give you all the details that you need. And every time you buy this book, the proceeds from the sales of this book goes to the 100 Naira Day Charity School, where we are offering um, premium secondary education to children from low-income families, and they pay just 100 Naira a day. And for 100 Naira a day, they get books, they get uniform, the girls get sanitary pads, they get lunch, they get STEM-based education, and they get a very supportive learning environment. Why are we doing all of this? Because we believe that children from low-income families have potential, they're gifted, they're intelligent, and if we help them maximize their potential, it serves all of us. And so when you buy this book to keep your own child safe online and everywhere else, you're also helping us ensure that children from low-income families are in a place where they're also safe and getting the right kind of education. So I want to thank everyone for joining tonight. And so if you'd like to follow us, not that if you like to, you should be following us across all our social media platforms. On Instagram, the school handle is Nosk Education. Nosk Education is spelled Knosk Education. So go there and see some of the work we've done. Knosk Education. Nosk Education is the handle of the school. So when you go there, you see all the projects we've done, different things with the kids. You learn more about the work that we do. The website for the school is noskeducation.org. So you can also go there and see some of the things that we've done. We're on YouTube, yeah, North Secondary School. Some people are watching through that YouTube channel. Fantastic. But then if you're also raising girls and you care about Bible-based sex education and you'd like to use one of the resources I've designed specifically for girls, apart from Stay Safe Everywhere, all you need to do is follow our Instagram handle at raisinggirls.ng. Remember, this book is not for girls, it's for boys and girls. But if you want to just follow, if you want to follow us and learn more about how you can support your girls to make empowering decisions, all you need to do is visit raisinggirls.ng. And so I just want to throw it out there. If you're a parent who has got the Body Smart Girl bundle and you're asking, Irene, do I really need Stay Safe Everywhere? Yes, the only reason why you need Stay Safe Everywhere is the online safety part. But the body safety part, you already have it in your Body Smart book. But the online safety part is not in the Body Smart Girl book. Essentially, the body safety part here essentially came from the Body Smart Girl bundle. It's just that we've now added online safety, which is very useful for your children as well. So I want to thank everyone that joined in tonight. I appreciate you. I don't take your time for granted. Thank you. I look forward to getting your orders and ensuring that as many children as possible, hundreds of thousands and millions, are using Stay Safe Everywhere, especially during this holiday, to make sure that they are being mindful of the content they're accessing. And when they see the right content, they know how to take responsibility and start navigating their way out. Yes, it is possible to raise children that don't go through all of those drama because of future consequences. So I've come to the end of this show tonight. I think I missed a message. Let me check that out. Yeah, raisinggirls.ng is the handle on Instagram. And also, finally, remember, raisinggirls.ng Instagram is where you follow us. And when you follow us on Instagram, we have a free book for you. We have a free um, ebook for you that shows you sex education topics to talk with each of your children at different ages, daughters now. But tonight is not for raising girls. Tonight is for the North Condenary Day School project, where we are releasing the safety, body and online safety books, which helps keep your children safe, but also brings in funds for the North Condenary Day School. So I want to thank everyone that came out tonight. I don't take you for granted. Thank you for coming. I look forward to seeing you again. I'm so happy that the ice of being online is broken. So I was barred from using Instagram Live since April. And for some miracle, today that we are launching the Stay Safe Everywhere book, I tapped the button and I saw that the ban had been lifted. And so I look forward to more live sessions in the weeks to come. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful weekend. God bless you. I see you, Vivi. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.